Greetings, comrades! My name is DimAurora, and welcome back to From the Depths. Now, I am very sorry for the lack of uploads recently. I've been having a rough time in real life with all this work to do, and I haven't had time to either record or edit. So, today I have a little bit of free time, and I decided to go over some of the scrapped designs that you guys have probably never seen or haven't seen in a long time. Now, first up we have the A-Class. This was meant to be a destroyer cruiser for the Black Royale Navy back when it was that, and I tried to model it roughly after the Daring class destroyer of the British Navy. So it has the little guns here on the side, the little 40 mil. That was very hard to make. And I think yes, it has the 113 mil, along with a depth charge launcher. Now, I cannot make realistic ships, and this is the ship that proved it to me. So, as you can tell, it's still in the testing phase. It still has all of the testing, I guess, ammunition boxes and the testing shells, which if we look here, they are absolutely horrible old shells that I used to use. So, that's the first design we have, and then we have a couple others to show off, and I guess we shall continue on. Now, here we have a very interesting one, and not many people will know what this is starting to be, because not many people I know have played the game this is from. This is the start of the balloon of the Pyramidion from Guns of Icarus Online. I used to play that game religiously. I haven't played it in a very long time. But I tried to remodel the main weapon of the Pyramidion, really, is the ramming spear. So we have the ramming spear, we have the basic structure, and this is where I quit because I tried to make the balloon, and here we see the problem. Now, balloons in From the Depths. I could just do one of the standard, but I just gave up on the project. And it got scrapped here before I even made the hull. Now here we have a concept design. This was meant to be one of my first blimps in operation, but it ended up sucking, cough cough, like all my designs. So it got scrapped as well. It used a twin balloon design, and as we can see, it was highly unstable while raising up. It does have a little gondola, I guess, so it was mostly complete. It lacked basically all forms of propulsion, all forms of internals. It was just wooden frame with helium inside. So there's another scrapped design. It was one of my most interesting, though. Now here's something a little bit different. Some of you will know what this is from. This is a very heavily modified hull of the Alliance. Now it still has all of the sensors, all of that, but I gutted it and redid it. It has my favorite spaced armor inside, which we can tell, and I added an entirely new deck. I was also experimenting with a dovetail design, but that didn't work out very well, so this design was scrapped basically instantly because the Alliance was just too big. Now here we have one of the first designs for a potential monitor. Now this was before the age of my modern monitor, as you can tell by the very sharp front and the rail gun, which is ugly as sin, but it worked, question mark. So this is why I don't really use railguns. We can kind of see the glitchy lightning effect. That's unusual. But I don't really use railguns because I'm not good with them. This was, again, a couple months ago when I made this, but this was not a good design ever. So it got scrapped pretty much immediately after building the, I guess, keel and the engine, which is horribly inefficient, by the way, if you can't tell. And yeah, this is just a bad design, just like most of mine. Now here we have one that a lot of you probably know if you've watched the channel for a while, or if you've gone back in my history. This is the CVF-1 Pact. This was my aircraft carrier flagship to be It got scrapped because I discovered that I sucked at making planes. But with my recent influx of drone making, I'm actually reconsidering reviving this and making it something new. Now, the hull is a bit weird. It's certainly not one of my conventional designs anymore, but it can work. That's the thing. I can make this alive again. I can redo these guns here. They were meant to be secondaries, but turned out to be primaries. And I didn't even finish lining the deck with heavy anti-aircraft. And as we can see, this still uses the 25 mil, which by modern standards is absolutely ineffective and obsolete. It does use, however, the trusty 60 mil. So, this is actually a design I may revive. I'll do a bunch of revamping to it, and just try to get it back to the point where I like it. So if you guys would actually like seeing that, I can definitely do so. I just need to know. And lastly, we have yet another one you guys will probably know. This is the Piraeus Escort Carrier. Now this one never really had a chance to go anywhere because I realized the design was a piece of crap, and I decided to scrap it with 90% of my designs. So this one has no chance of revival because it is so bad, but I guess the point of it was to see if I could make a flat top carrier, have these guns basically meld into the landing deck, and then have it take off right over the gun. It was more of a test to see if I could actually do that, and I may try to revive this with a new modern flare. But anyways guys, I am sorry again for the lack of episodes, but as for now, DimAurora signing off.